is in here. You have the faucet, 2 washers, and a net. Yep. We tell them to make them face in the same direction. So one flat side will be touching the bucket and one rounded side will go into the hole. You got to teach it. We'll help remind you if you forget something, but so you're gonna put one on there first. That is the easiest one has ever gone on in my life. And you stick it in the hole, put the other one on the inside. I usually invite them to come close and look and like see, all right, see what I'm doing. So you put that one on there. See, this one's not gonna go on as easy as the other one went on. But luckily, well, it did kind of go on pretty good. All you have to do is get it somewhat started, and then once you get this on, then it'll go on the rest of the way. And then you do the nut. It's important that they only use their hand to tighten it. They don't use tools because it's just plastic, so it will break. So you just twist it until the outside piece is no longer loose. And once this is really not moving anymore, then it's generally pretty good. So that's step 1. Step 2 is the actual filter itself. This filter is made of clay, microsilver, and charcoal. And it has layers. So as the water, you pour the water in, and then as it goes down, so this is the filter. This is important to tell them. Like, that is just a bucket. This is the filter. So you put it in here and you fill it up with water. It's just as easy as that. The first time they fill it up, it's going to take up to 24 hours for the water to penetrate through all the layers and for this to completely be moist, and then their water will fall. After the first time, it only takes like 20 minutes for it to go through and you have filtered water. So the first time, the first couple are going to have a strong flavor of like clay, dirt kind of taste. So we usually tell them you don't have to drink those first ones. You can throw it out, water your plants, give it to your dog. It's like whatever you want to do. You could drink it. It wouldn't harm you, but it wouldn't taste very good. So then you have this little bag that the faucet pieces came in. We usually tell them to use that to cover it up just to keep that clean. They can use some other bag at some point if they lose that one. But just to keep kids' fingers and animals and stuff from touching it. Because obviously if that part gets dirty, then the water coming out is no longer so clean. And then the lid, same thing, just to keep flies and mosquitoes and animals and things out of it. There's 3 important things that we have to tell them about the filter. The first one is to keep it full. So you always want to maintain it full of water, because if it dries out, then all the bacteria that's been cleaned out of previous water will harden in those layers, and then it won't filter anymore once you try to re-wet it again. So you got to keep it full. You got to keep it safe. So we want them to put it in a location that's stable. It's not like some table where somebody's going to be able to easily knock it off, because if it falls on the ground, it will break. You want to keep it away from the fire. Like if they have a wood burning stove, you don't want it too close and out of the sun, just because it'll melt the bucket. And then you want to keep it clean. That's the third part. So here they have this magnet that has on here, they can write on there the date and the year that we've given it to them, and then every 6 months it has a spot for them to write down the date, because that's the recommended frequency of washing it, is at least every 6 months. And so
How you wash it?
I'm going to tell you. So the steps for washing it are the clay part itself. You're just going to wash with water and a sponge, a good like scrubby, and get it all clean. If it's like growing anything green on it, they actually do pretty good. And then the bucket itself they can clean, and like the faucet, that's why we want to show them how to put it together, because they would take it apart when they do the cleaning. So they can clean the bucket in that part with bleach, soap, whatever they want to use. It's just important that they don't use bleach or soap with this, because if they do, it will penetrate and it will live there forever, and their water will forever taste like bleach. So it's important that for this part they just use water and a sponge. And then when they get to the 2-year mark, if they keep this magnet and fill it out, when they get to the 2-year mark, they can bring this to Fester, and we will help them get a new insert, because the life of the filter part itself is 2 years. Then they can use it for a pot. This is what most people do. But we just have some people now tell it's been 2 years, like I have my thing, what do we do? And I'm like, all right, give it to Fester and he'll have a list. And then the next round with the next team that comes, instead of bringing whole filters, we're going to go back to homes we've previously visited, give them inserts and just check on them. How are you guys doing? You know, be able to continue to encourage them if they were new to the gospel, you know, be able to hear, okay, how's it been in the last 2 years? Like, check back in on them. So,
how long does it take for that filter to dry out? Like, if it runs dry, how many
it would
hours?
take weeks.
Oh, okay.
But we just tell them
Keep it
every
full.
day, keep it full, right? And then you'll never have an issue. But if it goes a day, it's not going to dry out. I had one for a month and a half sitting in my closet in my house and it didn't dry out.
Oh.
I mean, it was in the closet, like not in the sun and the heat. So, anyway, any other questions, concerns? I think that was everything.
Does the clay part hold the same amount of water that's available in the bucket on the
Yeah, this will empty and all the water will
5-gallon
be
bucket?
underneath.
That's probably what?
It's a half
2.5
and half.
gallons.
Minus like whatever the space that
Yeah.
it takes up. But so that's it. So when we go, you guys will explain that and I'll translate it to her. And if you forget something, we'll remind it. But keep it. What? Keep it. What are our keep it?
Wet, keep it full.
Uh-huh.
Keep it full. Don't put it near sun or stove.
Keep it safe.
And keep it safe.
Keep it
Clean it every 6 months.
clean. Yep. Very good.